What's up folks, it's CrushSG back with an update to my personal Palworld setup, or Loadout, whatever you want to call it. So if you've watched my previous Palworld videos, you probably know I've been running a player-based attack build for most of my Palworld escapades. It's gone through a few iterations, starting with using pals like Dazzy and Daydreams, to using a combination of Gobfins and the Robin Quill for more personal damage and bonus damage to weak points. Then I did one with an elemental swap mount, and finally moved on to what I thought was more or less the final form of the build, with either Frostallion or Frostallion Knocked, depending on what I'm fighting. Well, clearly that wasn't the end of it, because a couple of you mentioned in the comments that I should test out the build with a legendary rocket launcher to see how it fared. And after what must have been at least 30 or 40 Jetragon kills, I finally got the drop and crafted one. All I can say is this thing is ridiculous. But let's go over the setup briefly first. Now just kind of roll the gameplay footage in the background. So for the PAL loadout, I use 4 Gobfins, of course. This being a player-based attack build, 4 Gobfins at max stars gives a total of 80% bonus to player attack. And for the mount, I have Frostallion or Frostallion Knocked, depending on what I'm fighting, which gives elemental conversion plus the multiplicative 100% bonus to elemental damage while mounted. All 5 pals also have the Vanguard and Stronghold Strategist passives on them for the 50% bonus to attack and 50% bonus to defense. If you want to know how the math works, I have a couple of videos on that. I'll link it in the description and in the end screen of this video. Now, in addition to this, I run 2 defense pendants, but really this isn't terribly important unless you're playing on hard difficulty for some reason. You'll be fine just running attack pendants on normal difficulty for more bombastic damage. On hard though, you'll need a decent amount of defense to overcome the quadruple incoming damage multiplier, and you don't really want to be sacrificing too many points from attack to get more HP, cause hard mode also cuts player damage in half, so you want to preserve all the damage you can preserve. Now, because of how Palworld calculates damage, defense is the single best way to increase survivability for the player. Of course, it works in tandem with HP to give you a bigger EHP pool, so more HP is the other half of that equation. Now, unfortunately, HP costs stat points. Defense doesn't. Defense is the only stat that doesn't require stat points to scale, or should I say, defense is the only stat that can't be scaled with stat points. You get defense from gear and from pendants. Now, we're not counting food buffs here, of course, those help too. Once you've stacked everything up and you're in the realm of maybe 2k defense and somewhere around 3000 HP, I run a bit less than 3000 HP, you won't really have to worry about the incoming damage even on hard mode, and then you can devote the rest of the stuff to attack or carry weight or whatever suits your fancy. And as for the rest of the passives on your pals, they don't really matter honestly, you can go with whatever you like. The Gobfins just sit in the team, so I suggest a combination of quality of life passives, like mining or logging or maybe motivational leader for more work speed. And for Frostallion, I recommend having legend and swift for a bit more stats and more move speed. Ultimately, the main passives you want to have on all 5 pals are Vanguard and Stronghold Strategist. Now, you can either breed for the Gobfins or capture them from here or here. Both the regular Gobfin or the Ignis variant work. Both of them give the same attack bonus, so you can just use whichever one you happen to find. Now, obviously, you eventually want to get all your Gobfins to 4 stars to cap out the attack buff to 20% per Gobfin. They start off at 10% at 0 stars. And for Frostallion, well, you capture a bunch of them and breed them till you get one with the passive you desire. There's really no other way when it comes to Frostallion. Now, a good way to get Frostallion Knocked would be to breed a good Helldivers and then breed that with the best Frostallion that you have on hand. That should help cut the RNG down a fair bit. Between Frostallion and Frostallion Knocked, you'll have most scenarios covered, just bring whichever suits the element of what you're fighting. Onto the weapons, and you can choose to start off with the basic rocket launcher if you want. It still hits pretty hard, or you can go with the shotgun or assault rifle to tide you over. Either way, You eventually want to be farming Jetragon for the legendary rocket launcher schematics because it does a whopping 40% more damage than the base one. Once you have that, you basically just fly around and blast everything to oblivion. The nice thing about the rocket launcher is it has a high chance of interrupting and knocking down targets, so it works wonderfully to interrupt and prevent targets from returning fire. Rocket launchers are also much easier to use from horseback versus firing guns. If any of you have fired guns from Frostallion, you know exactly what I mean. Because Frostallion is a bit cancer, blocks half your field of view. They really should fix that. Make the pals fade out more or something. I don't know, they need to do something to fix this. And of course, using a rocket launcher, you want to be extra careful when running around your base with that rocket launcher. I mean, you don't want to accidentally let one loose in your base. Trust me, that's not going to turn out well. Don't worry, this was intentional. I was moving bases. I just wanted to have some fun. And also, all footage shown to this point has been on hard settings, at least for the damage dealt and damage received. Cut damage by half, take 4 times more damage, because that's what matters for this part. This is what the build actually looks like on normal settings. So yeah, it's a pretty ridiculous build, right? Just everything just dies. And that's the setup, folks. As far as I'm aware, I don't think there are many more ways to boost player-based damage much higher than this. It's good for normal, it's fine and hard, and whatever in between. Anyhow, my buddies have picked up Helldivers 2 and are now raving about that game as well. They were right about Palworld being good, so I guess I'll give Helldivers a try too. Starship Troopers, L4D kind of game, right? I haven't decided if I'm gonna put out videos on it though. It seems like a really comms heavy co-op game, and some of my buddies aren't the most YouTube friendly communicators, if you get what I mean. Plus, you then hear me with my YouTube accent turned off, and I don't know how I feel about that. Yes, what you hear in my videos is me actually making a concerted effort to speak proper English. We'll see how it goes. As always, thumbs up if you liked it, sub to get notified of my future uploads, and I'll catch you in the next one. The music, man, this is Starship Troopers, man.
Yeah, it's Starship Troopers, man.
Would you like to know more? Ooh. Okay.
Oh, don't friendly fire, eh?
What's that? What's that? What's that?
Hey, that's my machine gun. You all can summon your machine gun. It's one of your shotguns.
Oh, okay.
It's a personal device.
I'm activating the terminal.
Okay. Wait,
Wait, what?
Let me call supply.
What am I?
I keep trying to jump and I can't jump, bro.
Oh my lord.
Oh, you have to do the DDR shit.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yes, okay, very good. E minus 1 minute. Mao, how do you get up there, Mao?
I run from the run from the side.
Here, from here, and then you like wall hack up. It's not, yeah,
What the hell? Nani?
Oh, what the? The resupply pod killed more of you.
kill my bro.
Bloody
The dilute.
It's ridiculous, bro. Ooh, enemies. Enemy southwest.
Bag's empty. Calling in an
How do you choose which stratagem to use? Oh.
You will unlock more stratagem later on. We can start with it.
Countdown initiated. Stand by for takeoff. Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
Yeah, you like that precision
Wow.
strike just as we leave.
Nice air strike, eh?
Yep.